There you go. Nerd. Jasmine.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm good. And you?
Good. Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling from Canada.
Canada. Okay. I'm calling in from Texas.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Texas, USA.
Yeah. You just back
Yeah.
your work.
Perfect.
You are wearing
Very good.
Yeah, we need to do things like this to be together, to strengthen our community.
Yes, I think so. I think it would be good to be. I've always thought that possibly if that would Errol would do like conventions,
Mhm.
typically in mind what you have as a convention where he introduces product, he shows new features, or explains current ones, how you can really use them and so forth,
Mhm.
and how to use. What I want to learn is how to use Java, not only Java, but there you go. Very, very good. To develop jar files, what do you call that? Third-party tools or
Libraries.
yeah, libraries, so that you can use them in your application. So
Mhm.
what I want to do now is the autofill service, but I don't know Java. Yeah. Erica, you're on mute.
Why are you asking the sound?
Can't
Sorry, I
can't
didn't pay
hear
attention.
can't hear you, Eric.
We can hear you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. I need to plug in my...
Check your microphone. Hey, Alexander, how are you?
Good day. I'm good.
Welcome.
My English is not so good, so I don't speak.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's very good. We can hear you.
For others.
So what's the time? A couple of minutes too.
Mhm.
Very good.
Is this Labor Day for you too, Mark?
I'm sorry again.
Is it a Labor Day for you? Is it a holiday in USA?
I didn't quite understand. Sorry.
Let me check.
Liberty.
Are you on a public holiday today? Public holiday.
Oh yeah, yes it is. It's Labor Day.
Yeah, like here in Canada too.
Yeah, but I'm retired. I don't work, so every day's a holiday for me.
Okay, yeah, I see.
Hi there.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi.
Good.
I hope you fine all.
Yes, you too. Where are you calling from?
From Greece. You?
Greece. Yeah. Okay. Texas, USA.
Wow, super.
Canada.
Canada. Yeah. What part? Quebec?
Ontario, Ottawa.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's east, right?
Yes, east. Yes.
Yeah. Ontario, Canada. Yeah, that's the name of the city, not the province, right?
No, the province is
No, it's the
Ontario.
province. Yeah, yeah. Hello, Lev.
Oh, so many members that I can't recognize. I don't know. I just admit all of them. Is it okay? I don't know any new members joining. Okay, it's 12 a.m. over here already.
Paulo, I guess you are from Brazil?
May I ask if I record this meeting and then maybe I will share in the forum later? Is it okay?
Yes, with me.
Yeah, no problem with me.
It's okay with me too.
And I will accept everyone who dial in. Okay.
Of
Welcome
course.
everyone tonight.
Okay. Okay. Let everyone in.
Okay. How long we are going to wait for others to join?
Let's wait 1-2 minutes more.
What time?
One.
How long? How long you want? I I I can't check everyone in because some of them not showing their forum nickname, so I can't recognize who are they. So I only can recognize Labor Guy, Teddy Bear, Mark Stewart. Do we have Japanese here? Osaka? John, I don't know. John.
Can you hear me?
Who is
Eric, can you hear me?
who is speaking? Can you raise your hand? I don't know which.
That's me.
Oh yeah, John.
Can you...
What's your
Hi,
nickname? Is it your nickname in
JMU 5667.
I can't remember what's your name in the forum. Never mind,
Hey,
we can chat, right?
yeah.
We can chat here. What's your nickname?
Okay, hang on now.
Eric, I have a question.
Location and your time zone? Oh, JM 567. Yeah,
Yeah,
I can remember.
yeah.
17. Okay. Teddy Bear from China.
So guys, can you hear me?
Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you. Oh,
I'm using my phone, so my user experience is a bit limited.
Yeah, it's quite
Okay.
okay. No lag.
Eric, is Errol joining us today or not?
Praveen, I think from India or where is We have 20% now.
That's a good number.
Yes, it's good.
Wow. England is daylight now.
It's 6 p.m. Here in France.
Okay.
Olá, Fábio. Tudo bom?
Hello, everybody. This is
Sir?
Praveen from South Africa.
Hello.
How's it going?
My apologies, we have some power issues this side.
Okay. So do we have an agenda for this, or what's the story?
Yeah, we have agenda.
Well, I think we should first introduce ourselves.
Sorry.
For some of us,
Eric, you're
the
muted.
name in the screen, it's not the nickname we use in the forum, so we don't know who is speaking to.
Okay, can we change our names to our nicknames? I'm not familiar with meets, so you know.
I'm still Eric, and computerized is my another account, so I just log into another laptop to check the meeting is okay.
Change this. Does anyone know how to change the name?
I think it assumes automatically the name you have in your Google account.
Yeah, but you've got Cable Guy in brackets behind yours, so I'm just wondering how you did that.
Exactly in my user account, in my Google user account, I did it a long time ago.
Yeah.
Cable Guy has been my nickname for over 20 years now.
Okay. Okay.
Hi everyone, I'm Mike H in England, sunny England, 28C at the moment. I've been coding with B4X for I think 9 or 10 years. That's me.
Hi Mike.
Hi.
Hi.
I'll just jump in. Hello, hi. I'm Andrew. Andrew Digitwell is my nickname on B4X. I'm also from the UK, and I've been coding in B4X for about 7 years. But obviously various bits and pieces before that. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey, Andrew. Could we mention if you were using really B4X professionally or just for a hobby or something like that?
Yeah, that's good point. Yes, I do use B4X professionally. The my little logo there, you can see Digitwell Solutions is my software company, and to jump onto current projects, I have I generally work for other customers, and I probably have somewhere in the order of 3 or 4 actively being developed products in the store right now, and then lots of old ones which people don't want to pay me to update.
Perfect. So I've been writing code with B4X 10 years now. I've been using B4X professionally and also for fun because I love programming. what I went for school for is what like computer programming. I've also got many products on the forum. If you go on the forum and you go on share your creation, you'll see one of my products that had a huge, not some that huge, some success because I was selling the source code, and I had some success on the forum selling the source code, and I had this opportunity to talk with many members of the forum, with which I've got so good experiences modifying the source code and making it better.
So I see myself as a professional hobbyist. I don't do software professionally. I'm a cable guy. Really, it's my profession. I started with in a cable TV company in Portugal, which I worked there for about 15 years. And then I was forced, if you want to say that, to immigrate to France. And then I continued with cables, fiber optic cables. And I've been doing so for over 13 years now.
So total 30 years?
Sorry?
Is it total 30 years with cables?
With cables over 30 years, yes.
But
Wow.
I'm 50 now, so
you look so young.
I used to say it's the Porto wine that makes me look younger.
My name is Mark.
You also look young.
Can I go next? My name is Mark. I've been using B4X products, mostly B4A, some B4J. I tried a little bit B4I, but I've been using the products since 2016, so about 6 years. I've used it professionally. I'm retired now, but I used it professionally, built a inventory taking application for the tablet with a scanner device connected to the tablet that worked great, still in use today. That was back 5-6 years ago. Today I build applications for myself and trying to get them onto the Google Play, but I need to learn some Java, so I need help with that. Autofill service. I'd like to build an app for the phone and the Wear OS so they communicate with one another, but haven't been successful in that yet.
You will be. Keep on going.
Need some
good, Mark.
inspiration there, Paulo, cable guy. Need some inspiration.
We all need, I think. My problem, I didn't fully introduce myself, so everyone knows me as Cable Guy. I've known B4X well before it was B4X, it was before PPC, where it all started with Arrow. So I've been in and out of the forum for over 20 years now. Not doing any real work, but exploring bits and doing some tricks and things, but nothing too serious. Because as Mark has the same problem, I like inspiration, and especially the graphics inspiration. Software, the coding part, it's not that. It's complicated, but it's not difficult, if you understand what I mean. So we can look for solutions to the software problems, but inspiration for the graphics is not that easy.
You're right.
You mean the UI, the user interface? You mean the user interface, Cable Guy?
Yes. the user interface. I have a clear idea of how it should work, but not how it should look.
Yeah, that's what I enjoy, is the, of course, the creative side of software development. But when it gets, start to dig deep into servers, and I never was a server-side guy. So, of course, I've used web services from someone who's developed that, and then I consume them on the tablet or phone. So that's kind of more of a consumer in that way.
Have you tried the AB Material platform?
No, I don't have a need for it.
All right.
That's very nice.
Mark, if I can say at this point, can I introduce myself? My name is Lev. I'm from California, and I'm probably the new guy here. Haven't been using B4X. I love Android, so I've been testing, experimenting for just a couple of months. However, I'm a professional software developer. I've been doing it since I was a kid, for the past 30 years probably. I have very extensive knowledge of Visual Basic since it was embarrassing to mention that. I remember in the 90s when you were mentioning that you were developing in Visual Basic, people were looking at you like, oh my God, that's language for kids. But I have developed many sophisticated applications. And Mark, to add to what you were mentioning, I'm actually I'm internet service provider. I have my own company. I've been doing it for a long time. It's a small company, but I have all possible services. So if, by the way, anybody, if you need integration with services, with I have DNS servers, mail servers, several web hosting servers. I tend to database servers, of course. I tend to stand with Microsoft platform, Windows servers, Microsoft SQL Server, and all of that except DNS server. And my expertise is in integration with the back end. I've developed many web-based applications, and I've been thinking to switch over or stepping onto a mobile development market for a long time. And here I am. I've been watching the forum, and I really appreciate everybody's comments on everything. So I hope I will learn something new here, and if we can collaborate, and if I can help someone else on the server side, I would be happy to do it. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll go next. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Praveen. I'm from South Africa. Our bread and butter is B4X. The company mostly runs all the applications using B4X. We have a few employees as well. We have done quite a lot of work with B4X. We use AB Material. We use, again, we do a lot of development on mobile platform. We do a lot of integration with SAP, with other CRM technologies in the market. Sorry, it's very dark here. We don't have power. So we have like a complete server setup, which I can show you the side one of the days. And we do a lot of development for logistics industries. I've used a lot of code from the forum, especially for barcoding and things like that. We also have quite a lot of bots. And the latest what we have done with our technology stack is to integrate with Alexa. It has come out really well, so you could ask a question with Alexa and it could respond to you with its answers, and, which is quite cool.
All right, welcome, Fred.
Thank you.
Okay, if nobody else is going, I want to introduce myself. I am Enrique Gonzalez. I am located in Mexico. I am working as a professional developer for around 15 years. I am quite new on this stage, apparently. But with B4X, I've been working around 11 or 12 years. I was there when B4J was created. So I really enjoy working with B4X for a long, long time. I actually am a backend developer. I like to code in other languages like Rails or Elixir, but I always come back to B4X because it's really nice to code as fast as you can do with B4X. I specialize mainly on web development and backend related to B4J, so it's nice to see you guys.
All right.
Nice to see you too.
Nice to see you too.
That's right. Nice to see you. Okay, next. You see me as Gandalf on forum. My name is Roman. I'm from Kazakhstan, Almaty. About 20 years I worked as communications engineer with WiMAX and LTE. And I started B4A in 2016 just for a hobby, just like that, to do a hobby project. And later on, after pandemic came, I lost my communications engineer job. So I decided to work as programmer, B4X programmer. And that's 3 years already. I'm doing some money, making some money, only from B4X. So that's enough to live, and I'm pretty glad about that. So that's it. And I'm still continuing hobby projects with B4X. No B4I, only B4A, and as backend B4J. So I'm doing, currently I'm creating the PTT over LTE system. It's already done, I'm just polishing it. Soon it will be released. Currently in beta status. Something like that.
All right. Отлично, Роман.
Спасибо.
All right. Anybody else? Haven't done the introduction?
Yeah, I'll introduce myself. My name is Brian. I'm on the forum as B. Dunkley Smith. I've been using B4X for around 10 years as a hobbyist, mainly for applications involved in my local sporting association, which is basketball. So by profession, I'm an RF engineer. I worked for an antenna design company for many, many years. I'm retired now, but back in my engineering training, I learned BASIC and Fortran. So moving into B4X was a very comfortable language for me. I could never come to grips with other languages, which was not really man-readable for me. So on the forum blog, you'll see an article by me about an on-screen basketball scoreboard arrangement, which I've done a lot of development for, and I've provided that to other basketball associations free of charge. I'm not doing programming to make money. It's to exercise my mind in my retirement and to provide the benefit to other basketball associations. But in those projects I've used B4A, B4J and B4R. So I'm not an Apple person at all. But it's 2 a.m. in the morning here in Australia, and I find the forum a great resource, and people are always willing to help. So it's a great product to use. So good to meet you all.
Good to meet you. I'm sorry, I missed you. What is your name?
My name is Brian.
Right. And what is your nickname handle on the forum?
It's B. Dunkley Smith.
All right.
Brian, is your billboard still in use?
The player board, yes, the player board which I developed, was used as recently as last Thursday when we hosted a team from Chinese Taipei, where it was used, and it's
excellent.
Under continuous development. I add more and more features as, and I suppose the most recent development was, because I was providing it to other associations, was to provide an arrangement where I wouldn't reveal all features to other associations, and so I created a licensing file which I've effectively hidden inside the bin folder of the application, which people are unlikely to find, and I can configure it to suit various unlock features for different clubs. So.
Very cool.
Hello guys, I am Fabio from Brazil. I'll introduce myself. I have coding with B4X more than 15 years. I know Arrow since PocketPC version of the tool, and I use it to develop application to Salesforce. We have many clients here in Brazil. I have a team developing with B4X, about 10 people, and I love B4X.
All right.
Just the reason why I joined the meeting today was obviously to touch base with them. I'm JMU 5667, by the way, for those. I had to leave and come back again. I'm exclusively a commercial developer for the last 40 years. I'm not a hobbyist or anything like that. And one thing that I'd like to see in the forum, I don't offend anybody, would be to see a section purely for commercial developers who it's their 9 to 5, it's what we do to make a living. I find that there's a lot of stuff posted on the forum which is it not so much muddies the view, but it's quite segmented in, when solutions are put up for people. I think it would be good if the forum was reorganized, where if you're new and you want to understand something like what a database is, you could go into that section. So like I also work with a number of users on the forum. I pay them a retainer every year. So, that's kind of where I'm coming from. And I would love to see an expansion of the IDE to include various things. Like one of the things that I wanted in B4J was a threaded class where I could create a thread class, and Oliver A actually developed that for me. Our company, we've been in business for over 20 years. We have customers worldwide. We're in the emergency communications business, lone working. We also have a PTT solution. So that's kind of where I'm at. So like that's just where I'm at. So I was kind of hoping that there would be, maybe in the future, purely commercial development where people who are doing commercial stuff could go and talk at a very different level. Like I've been writing code for 40 years. So like I've worked with low-level network programming in DOS. There was myself and another guy. We developed a a network operating system for DOS 3.3. This is going back a long, long time. I've worked in the insurance industry, so that's just kind of where I'm at.
All right, John, I'm with you on the fact that those who have a highly professional developer skills and using it professionally maybe should collaborate, or some have a
absolutely.
Place in the forum.
Yeah.
Right.
I have a
Isn't there a
suggestion.
section under the on the website? A business
Sorry?
section? Isn't there a business section?
Yeah,
under
but
the community?
that's not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Like what we need is I don't know how to describe this, but we need kind of a place where people who do this full time can go and discuss things. Because the difference between a hobbyist and somebody who does what I do and what Lev does is the conversations are very different. You know, so yeah, like if you're a hobbyist and you've never coded professionally or earned your living from it, you wouldn't really understand what I'm talking about. Anybody who does commercial programming all the time would understand, like it's a different beast. And I've seen people on the forum saying, you know, create programs to make B4X, you know, more popular. That's got nothing to do with it. What will make B4X more popular to use is the functionality that the programmers are given to create whatever they want. That's what makes it good, not the stuff that people think that, well, if you write an app and put it on the Play Store, like we only have one app on the Play Store and we had to do that. It's limited functionality because of the restrictions are put on it. So we have multiple MDM solutions for our clients. We have clients all over the world. Like we're a multi-million euro company and we develop exclusively using the B4X product suite. So like that's again where I'm coming from. You know, I've no problem collaborating with other commercial developers because your goal is the same. It's about enhancing your customers the product offering you have for them and making money, which is the ultimate goal.
Are you talking about something?
I agree with you, Mr. John Murphy. I think you nailed it. There's a big difference between the guys who develop using B4X for hobby and for non-commercial or for friends or for family versus the guys who develop it professionally. I have a team of 13 people whose lives are purely dependent on B4X. So our 95% of our product suite is written in B4X, developed in B4X, including your bots, your mobile applications and the web application and the web servers and you name it, right? So I agree to the idea that we must have a forum, a professional guys' forum, even if it's to begin with, even if it's on a WhatsApp group or to start with, and then we could move on to a professional platform, maybe at a later stage, or a Facebook group that we could create, a WhatsApp group. Either ways, as long as we could connect, share ideas, and wherever we get stuck, we could ask each other questions and help each other.
Absolutely. Like there's stuff that like we have developed in our PTT system. We have the G711 codec, G729, and they're all written in B4X. And there's absolutely no way I would share the code for the G729 codec.
Of course.
It's just, you know, so however, if somebody said, how would you go about developing it? I could have a conversation for a week with them, tell them where the pitfalls are, maybe share a couple of functions. But, you know, there's like, it's very difficult it's a shame Earl isn't here because there's a couple of things I'd like to say to him. Now, I know Earl has this kind of holistic view that everybody should learn, and I agree with him on that. But for me, and I'm not being selfish here, it's kind of, if there was a business like for professionals only that actually have a company, a place that you can go where you can discuss stuff, I think that would be really good. And nobody else does, no other business, no other development tool platform would provide a forum like that, where it's like invite only, yeah, you can come in because you actually are a real company. And that's no disrespect to hobbyists or beginners.
Correct. Right. Agree with you on that. Maybe let's put our heads around and come up with a platform. While we're waiting for a platform, maybe we can come up with a group or something, and we only professionals, like you're saying, who have companies and whose livelihood is dependent purely on B4X, meet together.
Sorry, guys. I would like to say something about that. I'm George Kansas from I'm Magma user. Sorry for my bad English. What's the difference creating a different group for business, for professionals? I'm professional too, not from a millionaire company, but what will share? What knowledge will you share?
The whole point about it is that if you have 100,000 users on the forum, and let's say there are 500 professional users out of that 100,000, you have to go in and filter out all of the stuff that's not relevant to maybe a query you have. I think it would be like Praveen, if he was an expert in, let's say, GPS positioning or whatever, you could communicate with him going, I know you have a particular skill set, I've got a problem, maybe we could collaborate, or maybe I'll hire you to do something. And this isn't about the jobs forum, it's nothing to do with that.
Yes.
This is about professional collaboration if required, or, you know, discussing things about, you know, the way, like Magma, your stuff is really good. And, you know, again, I'm not taking away from anybody else in the forum, but I would like if there was a professional section on it where you can go and you know that anybody you're talking to in there is at the same level or greater than you. That's kind of what I'm saying.
You mean have something like tags, what the skills we have?
No, it's not so much that. It's like, I don't know how to explain this to get my point across. It's like you can go on to the web if you're stuck to learn a SQL statement, and there's 1,000,001 ways of doing something in SQL. So it would be good if you wanted to do something and you knew that Praveen was an SQL master. You could just simply say, this is what I'm doing, this is the environment I'm doing it in, what's the best way of constructing this? And he would go, this is how you do it. Great, thank you. Not
John,
posting you on the, yeah?
John, I think you're onto something. I'm definitely with you. I've seen a lot of situations where I'm a professional. I've been doing this, like I said, for almost 30 years, so if not more. Rarely, but sometimes we stumble upon certain situation where I need help, and there's nobody else I can ask for the help. That's number one. And number two, when I go to Stack Overflow or some other places and I post a question, the first 20 answers is ridiculous. Something like, have you forgot to plug in the computer? Is it on?
I know.
I'm exaggerating, of course, it's a joke, but similarly, they would, so now instead of asking just a question in one sentence, I would say, yes, I know how to use Google. Yes, I've checked that. Yes, I checked the other things. I am familiar with this technology. I know that. Now here's my question. And that's a ridiculous way to communicate because it's wasting space. And so that would be definitely. And another element of that forum would be assumption. Everyone who is joining that forum kind of like expect that people will ask you personally, like via private or whatever, that people will ask you for help. And it's kind of expected that if you have a little bit of time and knowledge, you would share something rather than just consuming information and not giving anything back.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, it has to do with the knowledge everyone has, but from the other side, you can split the form. You can have the same result from different millions solutions, as John said. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there are the solutions, not only one that will make our job.
Yeah, I think though that for those of us who've been doing this a long time, when you see somebody who's learning programming and they put up what they've done and you look at their code and instantly you go, this is actually how you should write that function in this circumstance. And only experience teaches you that. Now, I have no problem in helping other people out. I think it's kind of, it's important to do that, to pass on your knowledge. But when there's times when you want to know how to do something and you're kind of 80% there, but there's that 20% that has eluded you. That's when you need to be able to tap into that gray matter, that experience that 50 other people on the forum are at the same level where you can just whack up a post and go, you know, this is what I'm trying to achieve. Has anybody got an ideas? As opposed to putting it out there to 100,000 people of, you know, that's yeah.
If I may add something, another important aspect, a lot of time based on my experience, I need a tiny help about something that I'm not familiar in, so I will go, I find something on Stack Overflow, and then I look at the answer, and it has flaws. There are mistakes in the answer.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, wait a minute, should I trust that? And then the guy said, well, I never trusted it, never tested it, but here's how I would think. Okay, so you go to several answers, and then, okay, finally I find something like, seems like it's supposed to work, but now I have this question, should I trust this portion of the source code? Maybe it's not the best way to do it.
Is the faster way or not?
Yeah, but as programmers, you know, the way we do things is we get it working first, and then we go down the optimization road, and we make backups of backups of backups, and eventually we find the most optimized method of doing something. Like, people who are learning programming, they don't think like that because they don't have the experience. So, you know, I think it would be a great thing for the forum to have that there. I also think that Earl needs to hire internal developers for Earl to help him achieve and add in functionality. One thing that I've been wondering about is that, can we write plugins for the IDE? I know that there's people on the forum who would have the skills to be able to develop plugins for the IDE to enhance that you know, the user experience that we're getting from it. So there's lots of things that you could do to take B4X into a different dimension, if you will, you know.
Yeah. And by the way, about the plugins, everybody knows Photoshop, but does everybody remembers what Photoshop did and why it became the Photoshop? It's because of the plugins. Yeah. Now, back in, I don't know, 80s or 90s, when the Photoshop made capabilities of having plugins, now, at that time, instead of just one company advertising their own product, every plugin developer advertised their own product. And hey, by the way, but you need a Photoshop to run my plugin. So it's spread out like a fire. So, and I noticed based on other products, every time the program companies make a way of making money for somebody else, like such as plugins, it gets expanded. Remember IBM? Mm-hmm. There was Macintosh, there was a couple of computers. IBM, what did IBM? Like, there was Altair, there was a bunch of Commodore 66, there was lots of programs. I mean, lots of computers. IBM was one of the very first, if not the first company who come up with a concept of plugging in the board inside. Remember ISA slot, the black ISA slot?
That's right, yeah.
I remember Steve Jobs was laughing at IBM. He was saying, hey, they're shooting themselves in the foot. If they disclose the protocol, the format of ISA slot, then everybody can develop the boards, and then IBM are losing their market share and all of that. Look what happened. now 30 years later, we still call PC a PC.
Yeah.
We're not saying just a computer. We're saying PC, even though PC was the brand name of PCXT. And people still use
Sorry,
computer.
I'm gonna stop you because in some minutes we'll lose the connection with meeting. So we need to create a new link. If the same link not works at 10 minutes, I will post one at the thread, as we said with
Okay, we'll look at the thread. So yeah, I guess to finish my point is having plugin functionality will make it just. Bottom line, I'm totally agree with you, John. That's a good idea.
Yeah, no, that's how I think everybody is helping each other by creating plugins, and I think that's a very good tool, to share. I, however, have a small little concern, right, and it doesn't make me sleep well, which is how are we comforting ourselves in terms of telling that B4X is going to be for a long time? How do we do this?
Yes, that's the most biggest challenge that we have.
Most like thinking about developing applications professionally, making money, making business, making our livelihoods around it. And when I look at my team, and I always have this question to say, should something happen, what do we do?
I've been asked same questions from when I was doing certain things alone from my clients, and the favorite in the United States favorite thing they will say, what is going to happen to our product if you're going to get hit by the bus?
Sorry, Lev, did you ask Microsoft when you are using Visual Basic or ASP Classic, where will stop creating more about this language?
No, because Microsoft is, even back then, was a multi-million, if not billion corporation. And if Bill Gates was died, then somebody else would continue his company. The company would not stop.
Yes,
With
but
our situation,
ASP Classic and then the Visual Basic 6 stopped.
Well, it's because of that. And by the way, I still develop
there was always an upgrade to ASP and Visual Basic. Visual Basic 6 stopped, but then they introduced VB.NET, ASP.NET.
Right.
VB.NET is not the same thing.
It was VB6 was not really stopped. It evolved into another form. And by the way, it's 2023 and I'm still developing stuff in Visual Basic 6 for my ASP client because I have a web framework that I started in 1997, and I'm adding. So it's stopped, but there's just like B4X, there's a community who's still using VB6 syntax and all of that. So
yes, I was also in those communities too. I was using V6 and programming on that language, but the B4X is something different.
So it's not, I guess, the point that I agree with you, Praveen, that it's not just the language. It's just the fact that one company operation is a little bit dangerous. I don't know if he has help, if he has a staff, but from what I see, it looks like he's operating alone. And making it in a company that if something happens to him, the company would still continue, that would be very beneficial to the greater community.
Correct. My client always asks me one question: tomorrow, if you get hit by a bus, can the company still survive? The answer is yes. I say there is always a backup to me should something happen. We have a source code. It's in GitHub, so we don't have to worry. The team has access to everything, the server credentials, everything is backed up should something happen. But now we also have to have some kind of comfort from somebody saying that should something happen to the founders of B4X, the legacy will still continue.
I think Ariel, we've talked with Ariel so many times about this. There's so many forum posts about this, and Ariel is always dismissing this as a no issue. And I think in one of his posts, he clearly expressed that he's also having backups and all the things to make sure that even if he's not there tomorrow, things will continue. And he's always telling us that the framework is open source. only the IDE is not open source. That's what he's always telling us. And he's always giving the links on GitHub how where you can see the full source code. And at every release of the IDE, every library update, the GitHub repository are also updated.
Yes, but I think the other guys, they are talking about the IDE. It's not the focus. Yes. I don't know how to spell it. IDE. This is not coming with full source code. But I don't think it's a problem.
I think that anybody who's using B4X to make their living commercially, there's a huge leap of faith on our behalf in Earl that, you know, when we wake up tomorrow morning that the website will still be up and there'll be new updates and stuff like that, because the alternative isn't really pleasant. I mean, I don't want to buy an Apple Mac and do Xcode to make an app. I don't want to, you know, like I have a whole suite of server applications written in B4J, all full multi-threaded, very clever stuff, you know. I don't want to have to rewrite that in pure Java, you know. One of the great things about B4X is that you can write a routine in B4A, drop it into B4I, drop it into B4J. It just works seamlessly.
Yeah.
And I really, really think that Earl needs to capitalize on that. And I think that if the whole B4X thing has to move from being in kind of middle school to kind of to growing up and, you know, being a real recognized commercial development tool. Because other than that, it's just going to stay where it's at.
Yeah.
Okay, before this session ends, I think somebody must send us a link so we all have access to it. Otherwise, we will have to go back to the
I
forum.
will post it at the thread, but first we can try at the same link. I think if we all get out, maybe we'll have the ability to get
Eric to send the link.
Georges, you said that you're gonna post the link, right?
Yes, I'm gonna post at the end of this. If not working again, we'll try to get in again.
All right.
Or can I post a Teams link if everybody has access to Teams?
Sure.
Okay, let me quickly create a Teams link.
I'm not sure I have Teams.
Not having started.
You can go on the browser. It also, I think, works.
Yeah, it will work on the browser too.
Okay. You can make it through browser.
If someone is having a professional Zoom link, the person can share it out for us to use for today.
Right, guys, I actually have to go. My daughter's going playing sports now. It has been a pleasure meeting and talking to you all. I hope we can pick this up on the forum tomorrow and you make connections and see what we can do. I think it's important that we all know where we're all coming from and what we'd like to see in the future from the forum and from the product. So thanks a million, and
All right.
I'll see you on the forum.
Yes, take care.
Okay, see ya.
Bye-bye.
See you.
Okay, so Teams, you mean Microsoft Teams?
That's correct, yeah.
I haven't used that one. I think just better just to post the link. Georges, you mentioned to post the link at the same. That's the same place where everybody was before.
Let's try it the same. Let's disconnect all now and let's try again. Let's disconnect all and first we'll connect Eric.
I think the link is probably gonna expire. You have to post a new link. I really believe that. I don't think the same link will work.
Okay, I'm posting the new.
Okay.
I have it ready.
And then we'll just switch, instead of disconnecting from this one, we'll just switch to the new one.
Can anyone share in the chat section? Maybe we can click on the link in the chat section.